What is up, everybody? Welcome back. I am meal prepping right now, so I figured I would record my meal prep for y'all. Let me get this in the frame. There's my pot right there. All right. So I got say there's 6 eggs in here. I already cooked half the eggs. I'll show you over there. But I did 6 eggs with 300 grams of egg whites, and I'm making high protein breakfast sandwiches. So what I'm doing is I'm making the eggs into an omelet with the cheese, and then I am taking that omelet and I'm going to cut it in half because this is enough eggs for two. I'm going to cut this in half and put this on two um, English muffins with turkey sausage and fat-free cheddar cheese. I used about a quarter cup. That's what I'm using for this recipe. You could go a little more than a quarter cup, like a third cup. But I'll give you the full macro breakdown at the end here. But yeah, so I'm just turning this into an omelet, as you can tell. And so if you guys don't know how to make omelets at home, I'll give you three little really helpful tips that help me, right? So you go around the pan, tilting it, as you can see, pulling the cooked egg to the center and the raw egg to the outside, just like this, and letting that go and cooking that spot. And you move around the whole thing and do it around the world. That's what you're thinking of, right? So you do that. But before you do that, make sure you have butter or oil in the pan, and a decent amount. Not a lot, but like enough to like cover the bottom of this, right? Because you want to be able to move your omelet around, like just like what I'm doing right now. And you see how it's not sticking? It's going from corner to corner. That's one of the helpful tips I can get you, because if your omelet sticks, you will not be able to flip this, right? And also, if it does stick, you take your spatula. I like using one of these. And you just lightly go to the center and shake a little around the whole thing. Try not to break it apart. Just like that, right? And then, you take your egg. Make sure it's loose. You go up and down like this. And then you just flip it. Just like that. So you just flip it up. And kind of bring your arm back to catch it backwards. So now this cooks that side of the egg. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little pinch of this, because this isn't much egg. So a little pinch right on 1/2 of it, right? And I used most of the cheese on the other omelet because it was a little bit bigger. And so, for my English muffins, I found these Lou's Bakery, Lou's Bake English muffins that say 100 calories on them. And then I got Thomas 100 calorie multi-grain ones as well. So I used all 4 of the Lou's, or Lewis, however you want to say it. And then I used 2 of the multi-grain. And they're both the same calorie. That's why it's easy to just put it in as the same macros. Yeah, so then you just fold this up like this. Nice and fold it, and I'll bring you guys over here. Take this off the pan. I'm just putting this on my cutting board. I have a little station going over here. So then I'm gonna turn that off. Let me set you guys down over here now. You guys can see the mammo jammo that's going on over here. There you guys go. You can see that. So I'm going to do a quick little explanation of what I did here, right? So right here, I have 0% phage Greek yogurt. Plain Greek yogurt. 0% fat, right? So it's the low calorie one, the very, very low calorie one. What I did was I took some sriracha. You measure it out yourself. Sriracha is 0 calories, so go heavy with it if you want to, right? Like really spicy, go heavier. Do recommend not to go that heavy. It is really spicy. So I mixed about a half a cup with that, I got leftover sauce here. But then I just put a tablespoon of this right here. So I just did, I put in my recipe, I put a half a cup of the Phage 0% Greek yogurt. And then because I made 6, I did my portion, portion 6 servings, one of these, right? And I put a tablespoon on each one of these. These are frozen turkey sausage patties that I bought from Walmart. So now that you see these 2 egg omelets here, I'm gonna take my knife. I'm gonna cut that one in half. I'm gonna cut this one in 4s, or maybe 3rds. I'll cut this one in 3rds as well. That works, yeah. Right? So now, you take one of your 3rds, place it, you could, so you could either open this up, like I'm gonna try to, or leave it how it is, right? Whichever one you feel like. So, it probably would have been smarter to leave this how it is, but now I can just take it like that, and take it like that, right? Just like that, assembled. Take the lid, boom, there's your one done. So now, you just come here with the egg, take the topping, you just put it on. This is all I'm doing. Making sure they all have around the equal same amount of eggs, right? Now you can do this. You can do this per egg and just cook per egg each time if you wanted to. It's truly up to you. This is just how I did it. But yeah, these omelets are nice and cheesy, which is super good, super good. Look at that cheese. Oh yeah, that egg worked out perfectly. Look at that. Just put the lid on. And let you guys know what I did before this was I took a little bit of butter in a pan and I toasted all of these in the pan, making sure I rotated each one, pushing them down. You take your last bit of egg here, your last one right there. Boom. That's it. That's how you do that. And now I got 6 breakfast sandwiches that are really good. Just throw it into the freezer and warm them up for like 2.5, 3 minutes. It's basically making like a Jimmy Dean. It's the same thing. But now you know the macros and you know that they're higher in protein, lower calorie, and you do not have to go out and go get a sausage McMuffin with egg and cheese and eat higher calorie. And let me break down the macros for you right here. I have this board. That's my dinner board through lunch. This is what I'm going to be eating for the week. So the macros on this, ready? The breakfast sandwich, 467 calories for one, 51 grams of protein, 16.1 grams of fat, 35.2 grams of carbs. So this is a high protein, low calorie breakfast sandwich. In my opinion, what I've heard is you want to try to find the foods that have the lowest calorie for 20 grams of protein, like egg whites. You could eat so much egg whites for 20 grams of protein for only like 200 calories. That's the best thing, right? If it's over 200 calories and it's lower than 20 grams of protein, it's not that good. And realistically, right? So now that these are 467 calories, you want to have a protein shake with that? Go ahead. But these are 51 grams protein, 467 calories. That is almost triple if you think about it. So what I would do with this is I would eat that with a glass of water and a black coffee, or a glass of water and water mixed with some Javi protein coffee for another extra 10, so then I'm having 61 grams for the day. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'll do that. It has a good amount. It's higher in protein, lower in carbs, lower in fats, which is a great thing. Don't be scared of carbs. But I try to manage my carbs a little bit because my dinners are a little higher in carbs like my buffalo chicken mac and cheese bowl that I portioned, made 11 portions. It was 470 calories, 48 grams of protein, 11 grams of fat, and 42 grams of carbs. And then I'm making cheesy orzo with steak bites later today to put in my freezer as well. And those are going to be a little higher in carbs as well. And then my lunch is a little higher in carbs, right? So, because I'm making chicken bacon ranch potato bowls. So those are going to be a little higher in carbohydrates too. So that's why when I do breakfast, I try to go lower in carbs. Just like I also prepped out some breakfast burritos. Basically the same thing, but using center cut bacon and potatoes in there instead. I diced up the potatoes. I fried those air fried them for 20 minutes at 400. I put some salt, pepper, garlic, paprika on there. And then I cooked up the eggs, salt, pepper. It was like 3 eggs for 100 or 200 grams of egg whites. And then I used carb balanced tortillas. I used a little bit of cheese. I used 3 pieces of Seneca bacon and that same spicy sauce over there. And that came out to 408 calories, 41 grams of protein, 16 grams of fat, and 43 grams of carbs. And my carb limit for the day is 257. My protein intake I try to hit is 186 for the day. And then I try to do around 70 to 100 grams of fat. I try to keep that lower. But that's, yeah, so that's high protein breakfast burritos that you guys can do. And if you really, really want the full recipe to follow along, if this video is a little hard, comment in the section below. Remember to get after it. Stay true to this. And a little post update for you guys. I am currently 40 pounds down. I am 257. So let's go. My goal for this year, I started my cut last year. My goal for this year is to lose 64 pounds. As of the start of this year, from that 64, I am down 2. But as of my total weight, since I've started my cut, I am down 40. Let's go. Let's get after it. Remember, the only person stopping you is you. One bad meal does not mean the bad week. Let's go.